What's up, good peoples? I'm back with our Bible study on the go, Car Chronicles. This is going to be our imagination edition because I don't have a car right now. So you're just going to have to pretend, okay? Right now, I'm without a car. My husband and I are in the process of trying to look for one, trying to buy one because that's just where we are right now. But anywho, today's lesson, or I should say the lesson that we have been studying at my church over the past couple of months, comes from Matthew chapter 16, verse 18. And I'm paraphrasing here, but it says, "And I call you Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church." In context, Jesus is speaking to Peter after his confession of who Jesus is. So Jesus is walking with his disciples and he asks them a question. Who do people say that I am? And they begin to respond, one by one as to who people say that he is, right? And none of those answers given were correct. So then Peter says, you are Christ, the Son of God, right? And Jesus says, flesh and blood did not reveal this to you, but my Father in heaven. And then he says to him, and you are Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church. Okay, again, paraphrasing. So it is believed that when he says this, that the rock that Jesus refers to is, or could be, one of three things. They think that the rock that he was building his church upon was Peter himself, because his name Peter means Petros, or a small rock. And this is believed by the Roman Catholic Church, I believe. The other belief is that the church that Jesus is referring to was going to be built upon the revelation itself. There are many Christians today who believe that. And then it's also believed that the church that Jesus is referring to, it was going to be built upon himself, him being the cornerstone, okay? So now that we have that out the way, what we studied was the fact that the church that Jesus refers to, right, it's not an edifice, it's not a building, it's not any other physical structure. It's us, right? Us as a body of believers. And he is the builder. And we have been called to be co-laborers with him, okay? In the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, I believe it starts at verse 11. It talks about the gifts that Jesus gives to the church, right? He gives some to be apostles, some to be prophets, some to be evangelists, some to be pastors and teachers. And he does this so that the saints can be equipped and so that the body of Christ will be edified, right? That's the part that we play in being co-laborers with him and building this church. Now, the mission of the church, he left to his disciples in Matthew 28, verses 19 and 20, which he says to go, therefore, and make disciples of all nations, right? Baptizing them and teaching them, right? All that he has commanded. That is the universal mission of the church. We all know this, those of us who are believers. This is nothing new, right? But it's good for us to go back and revisit what our purpose is as a body, what our universal mission is. Because sometimes it's easy for us to get caught up in programs, special events, building funds, things like that, right? That we lose sight of what our purpose is. We lose sight of the fact that this is his church that he's building, that we are asked to be a part of. It's not our church, right? We can't lay ownership to what belongs to him. We are called to be stewards, right? And so like I said, our local ministry has been focused on studying this as a reminder again of why we are here, why we exist. To go back and to make sure that everything that we do is aligned with that universal mission, right? Because Jesus said that he's going to return one day. He's coming back. And he's coming back for a church without spot or wrinkle. A church that is ready and prepared. And so it's our responsibility here on earth to get the message of the gospel out here. Oh, sorry guys. I thought I had stopped recording here. Anyway, it's our responsibility here on earth to get the message out, to share the gospel, to equip the saints that come into our local bodies so that we will be prepared for his coming. So that's it. That's all. It's just a gentle reminder of the fact that we don't belong to ourselves, that the local bodies, even though it may bear a specific name on the building, at the end of the day, we as believers belong to Christ. We are his church. And we've been called to go out, therefore, and to make disciples of all nations, to baptize and to teach. That's what we've been called to do. And we just have to make sure that, whatever events, programs, activities that we're doing, that it aligns with that mission. Okay? So that's it. That's all. And I will see you guys next video.